Let's take a look at Python and Excel real quick. So here we're going to initiate Python using equal py. And when we do that, we get this bar chart here. And we're just going to say number equals 10. Then I'm going to click this check mark right here. You can also press enter and see we got a Python object that has a number 10. If I click down here, for instance, and let's say I want to call number, I just do equal py again to initiate Python. And then I can call that number. So you'll see a variable here and I'll tab number. And if I type this, we'll see that it's 10. So 10. And then if I went back over here and did 10 times number, we would get 100. So you see very simply how Python and Excel works and how you can create those variables. But we don't really have a variable here. We're just calling numbers. So maybe we could say times 10 equals number times 10. And that just tells us that we're doing. So like we go and change this number here to maybe, let's say it's 8. It'll change over, we'll change up that to 80. All is interconnected in Python and Excel. So same thing we can do for different types of things, but that's a great example. So you could create a ton of variables. Let's say your pay, let's just say you make $50,000 a year. So we go over here and we say equals, no, first we got to initiate Python, right? So we've got to, but we can call everything. So we say equals, and then we say pay equals 50,000. So let's say you make 50,000. I need to decrease that 0 real quick, and we get a tuple. So why is it a tuple? Because we have a comma here. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to say pay equals 50,000. So if your pay equals 50,000, let's say you want your total salary with tax. Let's change this number to 0.08. Let's say we have a 0.08% bonus that we're going to get that year. We can change this to bonus. Now, the other one's going to break because remember, it's calling it. So we're going to change this. It's going to break this one. We really don't need this one anymore. So we'll just go ahead and remove this row. So just like Excel, you can delete that. So we have this 0.08 bonus to $50,000 a year. And then we could say, we'll do equal py again. And then we could say it's 50,000. So we could call these by name, for instance. So instead of, we knew the name here was bonus and the name here is pay. So watch this, guys. I just broke it, but if you ever break it, just go back once. So I'm going to create a new cell, hit escape sometimes to do that. And I'm going to put it down here just to make it simpler. So I'm going to do bonus. So first I need to initiate, is it a Python cell? Yes. So then I'll call all those Python variables that are within this system. Then we can do this very simply. We see on the right here, we have our little variables and all the Python cells that are going on here. So we see bonus and pay. So I'm going to call bonus. We know bonus is, first we're going to do pay actually because it's the beginning, right? So do pay, and then we know a multiplication to get our bonus, and then we'll just type in bonus, right? So we know that's pay, 50,000, times bonus, which is 0.08 or 0.08%. And we'll just click that little check mark and we see our bonus is $4,000. But maybe you want to go even deeper and say, what's my total pay after the bonus? So you can say equal py, right? So equal py to get that baby rolling again. And then we'll say that the total pay is salary plus the bonus. So we could go with pay plus this right here, which is not defined. So this is why it's so important to define. So I need to define the total pay. Total pay equals pay times bonus. And we will get that $4,000. Then to get our other thing, real quick, equal py, and then we'll do total pay plus our bonus, and that will give our number, but we still need to find this, but we're going to go and run it. So don't forget, guys, we need it's total pay plus your pay in this situation. Because remember, we had that other, that's why we got the 0.01, we called the wrong one. That's 54,000, right? But we need to define it as total pay, final pay equals, and there we go, guys. So we get that final pay. We can call it anywhere. So like if I want to call final pay over here and maybe put another calc, this is kind of how you do it. You call it and it'll just come right up. And there you guys have it. That's how you can simply use Python and Excel to kind of organize your thoughts. You see all your variables here on the side. Additionally, you have some additional things like the editor where you can bring that up and take a look at it. You can sort these shells by the current sheet. And I think one of the most exciting things here is you can just, instead of having to type all the equal py stuff is, you can just type in insert Python. That'll open up a thing. For instance, if we just wanted to see our pay real quick, that variable will then show, or any of these other variables. You can see there's 3 variables here. So it's kind of just a really cool way to call functions and variables and do some cool math with Python and Excel that would otherwise be kind of really complicated in other ways. Instead, you have it in a locked in variable where you can move it around and call it in different ways. And that's really the power of Python and Excel. You can do this with strings and letters, all that stuff. That's more advanced, but this is, simple how to get your pay using calculations and things like that. Kind of how computer programming works behind the scenes. You see all this. Now you can call cells. It is possible to call a cell. So let's say I said, we insert the Python, so you can go up to formulas and do equal py or do insert Python. Let's say I just want to call this cell, so you can do that. And watch this. It'll just take that cell. So instead of doing that, let's say you want to pull a whole table or anything like that and do certain things on it, you can do that way. So Python and Excel, as you can see, is pretty powerful in what it can do and how it can really just change your life in a lot of different ways.